Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. What we're going to do with you, right? So listen, I've got back this morning and all I've had is complaints on the comment section about me not worrying about other people's feelings, right? And probably laughing at circumstances. You know me, I'm extremely transparent and I wouldn't be doing my job if I wasn't here to help, right? I'm not here to hinder, right? So because YouTube is a public profile, okay, and you put things out publicly, leaving them to be adult enough to know whether they can watch something or not, okay, that's down to you, okay? You're watching me. I can't stop you from watching me. So if you are extremely vulnerable or you want to learn something about your emotions, which will be this, but if you are extremely vulnerable, then why on earth are you watching something that reminds you constantly of the person that you've lost? Why? Well, this will explain, hopefully. Okay. But some people, not everyone, are saying, you don't understand what it's like to be gang stalked and all of this witchcraft going on. And listen, I've been doing this for a very long time. If you're in those circumstances, move, right? Because, excuse me, right? This is half the reason why I cough, because I have ADHD, and this can actually prove ADHD. But people are watching me, right? If you're in a vulnerable, paranoid state, right, or something is going on that is not in control, then you don't need to be watching tarot card readings, because I believe a lot of you are possibly watching shitloads too many, and you're conditioning yourself and making it worse, right? But if you're going to come onto my channel and watch it freely, then please either one, shut up or be quiet and listen, okay? But I am here to help, right? But if you're going to blame me for something that you're watching, right? You're watching me, right? Now, why are you watching me? Because you're curious because of your feelings being hurt, right? But again, use discretion. You're watching me. So what are you doing? You're reopening wounds and watching something in a vulnerable state that is reminding you of something. So where is your feelings coming from, right? You can't put your hand inside of your stomach and rip out a feeling and say, look, here's a feeling, here it is. I have a gland in my body that stores feelings. Your body doesn't have stored feeling capacity. It's called your nervous system, right? So you're very nervous, very vulnerable. Why? Because of the chemistry in your brain. So if you're watching something that is reminding you of something, like if you didn't like horror films, the last thing that you would watch, right, is a horror film, because you don't like horror, because it scares you. So you don't like horror. So if you are very vulnerable, then why are you watching me or tarot card readings, looking for an answer of what you already know? You're vulnerable. You've broke up. But apart from that, I am also a teacher and here to help you understand, to stabilize them. Now, when it came to me and doing mine, I put myself through that pain so I could understand what pain was and where pain comes from. Pain comes from your mind, not your body. Your mind is what makes you feel as if you are in pain, right? Now, dopamine, motivation, reward, and craving. Serotonin, mood, stability, and confidence, right? Oxytocin, boundaries, connection, and love. Norepinephrine, okay? That is a lot to do with food and stuff like that. But alertness and anxiety and focus, right? These are the two main that people don't have receptors to when they possibly have ADHD and focus, right? Like myself, find it very difficult to focus, but it can be other things, right? So you've got endorphins, emotional relief and calm, and it's not who you are, it's just chemistry stabilizing to life. You're adapting your feelings according to your life. If your life is out of control, your mind will be out of control, so your feelings will be out of control because your life is out of control. So when people start losing things and they start fearing about abandonment, and I was abandoned and I was left and I was ghosted, all of these drugs start to chemically mix together. The mixture of all of these is the alchemist, that's Sagittarian energy. Sagittarian is a 5, right? So is Taurus, right? So that means marriage, commitment, breakups, mind games, manipulation, arguments, ADHD, emotional release, aggression. And the way that I'm acting to life is aggressively because of the things that I've lost, because I fear being left and abandoned. So if you watch the educational videos that are free on here, explaining to you about validational loops, okay, and abandonment cycles and how to stop it, and then how to actually not take all of this with you into a new relationship and be this vulnerable in another relationship so it happens, then you can listen. But if you are extremely vulnerable, I wouldn't advise watching anything. Okay. Not if it's going to remind you of someone or something, okay, in this state. Now, a lot of you're well educated within your mind to think, well, it doesn't affect me that way. So great, right? But for the people that are complaining to me of stuff that I can't help you with, right? I don't understand why you are actually hurting yourself. That's just, right? A thought comes back to a thought. If you're not actually dealing with anyone that you can physically see, you're just dealing with your own thoughts. So karmically, you're just going around in circles, placeboing yourself, getting the same thoughts and getting the same answers because the answer can't be answered, right? Because you're looking for the impossible. It's not there. So then you get PTSD mixed with an awakening, which is paranoia, okay? Can't spell paranoia, but paranoia. And all of these things mix together and they create the nervous system that make you nervous, paranoid, worry, searching, looking for an answer. Why? Why was I left? Why am I my own? When will this happen? When will that not happen? Why did it happen? Why did it not happen? Will it happen again? Anxiety is a fear of the future. You are a 9. It does represent anxiety. The 9 of Wands does represent mental health, right? So it represents anxiety. So anxiety is something that hasn't happened yet, but I'm worried that it might. Depression is a thing of the past, of things that have happened in the past. I dwell on the past. I keep thinking about the past. I'm looking at abandonment cycles, abandonment loops. Why was I left? Why did this happen? It happened. So now I'm depressed. Now I worry about the future of it happening again. Will they come back? Will they not come back? Will this happen again? Will that happen again? So you're living out the past and the future. So you have depression and anxiety all mixed together, right? Now, because of oxytocin, okay, you've got bonding, connection, and love. Well, what is love? Love is a drug, a very powerful one, right? So when you are spiritually looking for an answer, you are metaphysically looking for a thought, right? Because unless you're dealing with answers and questions of responding and people not responding, you're not actually getting anywhere. You're not getting anything, right? Because you're looking down rabbit holes, down dark energy. What's a rabbit hole? It's dark. So where are you going? What are you? Virgo. What do you hold in your major arcana card? The lantern. So where are you? In the dark, looking for an answer. The light. You're looking for the lighter side of truth. I need the truth. I need closure. I need someone. I need this. I need that. I want this. I want that. Okay, I'm looking to an answer for why. Why is it happening? What is it doing? What should it do? If you're like going into gang stalking, move. Go to the police or move. Okay, because I take it that this is gangs of people. But someone come on here, start moaning, saying that, oh, been following you for a long time, but because you're not bothered about my feelings, I've been gang stalked on YouTube. Well, don't have a YouTube channel. Stop your YouTube channel. Cut all your multimedia off, right? You don't need to be doing anything. Cut multimedia off, right? Stop watching YouTube. Stop going on Instagram. Leave your Facebook and have a rest, have a break. And if it's physically happening where you are, then pack up your stuff and move. Like if you're renting somewhere, it's quite easy just to rent somewhere else. But believe me, if you're following a dream and following something that isn't there, you're accusing people, right? So I'm not saying that it isn't true. I'm not saying that your experience isn't your experience. But if it is your experience, I can't do nothing about that. Spiritual stuff can't give you an answer to it. You already know that, right? So your response to that is, oh, well, I'm going to have to do something physically about it then. Going to have to report police. But watching tarot and watching this sort of stuff is not going to help you in that vulnerable state. So you need to not watch it. You need to not watch me. I'm going to shoot myself in the foot here, Virgo, because a lot of you could well unsubscribe. But if I don't do my job right, I'm just as bad as all the rest. Okay. When it comes to things like this gang stalking and witchcraft, I can't do anything for you, right? I can't do anything for you because I can't do anything with a weak mind if you're going to blame me. If you're going to blame me because I don't believe in what you believe in, right? That's not my problem. My problem is the fact that this is an open channel. Anybody can watch it. Anybody's free to watch it. That's down to your discretion of whether you decide that you want to watch it. But I am asking you and saying to you, if you are in an extremely vulnerable space, the last thing that you want to keep doing is making it worse by watching something that reminds you of something, right? Because like I said, a lot of your readings might not make any sense because you're not getting any sense, right? Now, a lot of this is created by people watching extreme amounts of tarot. They watch this one, they go the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one, and the next one, and the next one. What are you looking for? What are you looking for? What are you searching for? Right? An answer to what? Being dumped? Being on my own? Okay. Because watch the educational videos about abandonment loops. Because if you don't understand that about detachment and release and stabilizing your mind, giving yourself a break from your mind, right? And living presently of where you are, right? Reminding you of where you are, right? So again, stabilizing mind. What is that? What am I looking at? Right? What am I looking at? When I'm sitting there and I'm thinking something, what am I looking at? Well, you're looking at something present, but your mind isn't presently there. It's drifting off into the past, okay? Going over it, figuring out why, figuring out who other people are about cheating or third parties or whatever that is. And then you also get the worry about, I wonder if they're doing it, if they're not doing it, are they doing it again? Will they do it again? Will I find love? Will I find this? Will I find that? What will I find out? Right? So all of that is accumulating. Drugs. You're addicted, right? You have an addiction of trying to find the truth when you've missed it. You've missed what the truth is. It's already been given to you, right? You've already had it, right? If you're in a very bad, vulnerable relationship, what should it be? Over. It should be over. But because it's getting worse, it's because you're still there. It's because you're still doing it, right? Now, if you're not getting an answer because you're watching loads of tarot, why is that? It's because you've already had it and there isn't one because you haven't worked on yourself. You've worked on watching something about someone else. That's just cross-watchers and everything. You've worked on watching stuff for someone else. Working on yourself isn't how many tarot readings can I watch? How many readers am I subscribed to? That isn't working on yourself. That's thinking about someone else. That's thinking about the paranoia, the gang stalking, the witchcraft, whatever you want to believe in, you can believe in it. So you're reminding yourself of all that all the time. How long have you been doing that? Right? How long have you been chemically unbalanced? Right? Because you've lost balance. You've lost grips of time, right? Because of depression and anxiety and worry and stress. So you're stressed out, you're worried, you're vulnerable, right? So if you're watching me, what does that make you more? Vulnerable, right? Because I'm not giving you the answer that you want. So you what? You get frustrated at me because I can't give you it when I'm telling you the truth now. I am telling you the truth. And this is to everybody, really, right? Now, when it came to like my calling, I put myself through that so I could understand this, right? I could understand about, okay, so where are all my feelings coming from? Well, they're coming from me. I'm creating the feeling, right? Because I'm creating the memories. I'm creating the dreams that I have, right? The alchemist, right? So I create my future by how I feel about it. Sure. So how do I see it? How do I see myself. Okay. Now, presently, right? So you have to practice grounding that. So you have to practice, where am I? Can of Diet Pepsi, a lighter, some teeth whitening stuff, a black pen, some tarot cards, a whiteboard and white marker, right? And then I go over it again. That brings me centered to where I am, right? Instead of thinking, where was I, or where would I be, or what happened, I'm presently looking at stuff here and naming it. So it brings me centered to where I am, stabilizes my mind to stop thinking about past and future. So when I'm thinking presently, I snap out of it and think, oh shit, I'm present here. This is where I am. So my mind stops drifting off left or right. We went over it. If any of you did care to watch it, full circle. If you go this way, you end up back here. If you go this way, you end up back here again. Right? This is your mind here. Two halves. Right? When you have an awakening, this energy that was this side of your brain that was closed down, this one starts to close down and this one starts to wake up. Right? It starts to ignite this part of the brain. When it's finished its awakening, it closes down. This one opens up. Okay. And then you have like an expanded mind. Right? Here. Right? That's the expansion of mind. It needs to wake up this side of the brain. Right? So when you're out of balance, your chemicals in your brain can't figure out what the hell's going on, because awakening creates paranoia. Okay, because there are things going on in the brain that haven't never worked before. So you're figuring out about your mind. But if your mind is drifting all over the place, you're making your spiritual process of awakening 10 times worse than what it's supposed to be. Right? Because of why? Because of what your eyes show you. Right? You're watching stuff. I mean, what is it? Fucking pumpkin? Halloween. Jason? James? Anybody's got J in the name? Right. But, you know, it's like Fright Night in a way, right? Ghouls and goblins. If you don't like horror, then why would you watch horror? You wouldn't, would you? Right? Well, I like spiritual stuff, right? Okay, brilliant. But again, I'm here to help stabilize your mind, not make it worse. So please stop with all of the blaming and complaining, because I have stable feelings and I'm supposed to care about other people's feelings, when I think, well, why are you watching me then if you are extremely vulnerable? What are you blaming me for? What are you blaming other people for? You are a part of it. Okay, when people leave you, they're supposed to leave you in a state of vulnerability. You can't practice feelings if you don't have hurt feelings, right? You can't learn to drive if you don't get in a car. You can't learn a guitar if you don't pick one up. You can't learn about your feelings unless you go through something traumatic. It depends on how you deal with it and how you come out the other side. It's Virgo energy. Okay. It's not about what you find out. It's about realizing, okay, so if I don't have a storage of feelings, then why am I storing all of this up? Okay. It's because you're bringing it back up. Okay. In your mind, you're creating your own feelings. So you feel bad, you feel tired, you feel separated, you feel over emotional, you feel sick, you can't stop thinking. It's because you're thinking too much. It's not because you're feeling it, it's because you're thinking it. So when you watch another one, you think it, you get reminded of it. You watch another one, you get reminded of it. You watch another one, you get reminded of it. And then it only takes one person to say something that is not sympathetic, and then you have a go at them because they're not sympathetic because something you're watching. It's slightly daft, really, when you think about it, right? So like I said, man, I'm not here in order to take blame for other people's feelings and emotions and what's happened in your life to be sympathetic towards it. I'm here to think about myself. Why would I not? Why would I not? My mind and my energy is precious to me. If I spend all of my time worrying about other people, then why am I focused on other people and not myself? Karma is a very selfish planet. It'll make you think of yourself. And if you don't put yourself first, okay, and you don't turn selfish, that's what Jesus was. He was Piscean, got resurrected as an energy of light, gone through that, right? It's a reflection, an image of God. Okay, the image that you create is your most dominant thought, right? Y'all heard me saying that? So if you was to go to work the next day and your boss was to say to you, you know, I need you to come in at 4 a.m. Oh my God, I've got to go to work at 4. I've got to have an early night. I've got to sacrifice my free time. I can't stay at home with my kids or my husband or my wife or my partner or watching tarot. I've got to get up early, so I've got to sacrifice my night time. And then what do? You get up in the morning at that time and you go to work. Why? Because that's what you thought the night before getting up. So your body clock starts waking you up at that time. You wake up, oh my God, I don't want to go. I feel terrible. It's cold and I don't want to go. But that's your thoughts creating all of those feelings, right? Because you were told something, okay, and you do it. You thought it, you was told, you thought, you did, right? So then if I was to say to you, right, you've got the day off tomorrow and the next day and the next day. Go and have some free time. Here's 200 quid, right? Well done for this week. Here's an extra £200 on your wages. Have 3 days off. How would you feel? Great. Free, available, do what I want, sleep in, get up, do what I like. Love it. Feel brilliant. Feel on top of the world because I'm free. Why? Because of just something that someone said, okay, that made you think something, stuck in your mind, you get up or you don't get up and you do that, right? Because that's your most dominant thought, right? So karmically, what is it that stops people being free? Karmically, what is it? Well, it's the things that you've got in your life that are tangible. Like if I want Diet Coke, if I want Pepsi, okay, I need to work in order to get this because I want it, right? So if I've got a television, a house, mortgage, rent, electricity, gas, clothes, food, mobile phone, internet, Netflix, all of the providers, YouTube, everything, heat. If I want all of those things, then I've got to go to work. So I've purpose. My purpose is money. Money. But it isn't money. Money is not the root of all evil. It's the things that is attached to that. Because you can have loads of money with fuck all. People have got a lot of money. They might not actually have anything. They don't live above their means. They live below it. Right? They live below their means. It's not the money. It's the things that I've got that I need money to pay for. I need to pay rent. I need to pay bills. I need to pay this. I need to pay my debt. Okay, I need to pay off the bank. I need some food. I need a mortgage. I need rent. I need clothes. I've got to pay for my kids. I've got to pay for my kids' education. I've got to pay for my kids' clothes. I've got to pay for this. Got to pay for that. Right? So it's not money. It's the things that are attached to it that you want, that you need. Right? So it's not the root of that. It's just because that's worth fuck all. Money is worth nothing. It's a piece of paper. It's on a tree. It's made out of a tree. It's just the attachment to that make you want it. Right? So it's focus. You always follow your most dominant thought. So if your most dominant thought is thinking, and that's all you're doing, what are you getting back? Nothing. Right? You're getting nothing back. Right? Because you're following darkness. You're following a rabbit hole. You're following your most dominant thought. Your thoughts create your feelings. Your feelings are how you feel about yourself. So then you need self-love, self-validation, looking for proof, looking for answers. You don't need to prove an answer of why or how or when. All you need to do is validate yourself, right? I don't need an answer to anything. I'm not actually looking for anything. Okay, I'm not thinking about anything. Right? So people that are complaining about vulnerability, that's not my fault. That's not my problem. That is not my burden to carry. I'm here to actually help teach you and guide you through what feelings are. Now, if it's a hard taskmaster, then that's what I am, to teach you about them. If I was sympathetic to everyone's feelings, you ain't going to get nowhere. Okay. If a teacher didn't know anything, okay, what are you going to learn from a teacher that didn't know anything? That hasn't been through it. Just read it from a book. Okay. Nothing. Just going to learn what everybody else learns. Right. So all the information I get is mainly from the Akashic records. So everybody keeps asking me about remote viewing. It's just channeling from the Akashic records. It's just information. Right? I have Gemini and Mars and Moon and 7th house. It just comes from that energy, really. So I hope you kind of understand, right? Now, if you want to keep watching and you are like, Steve, I understand all of this and I'm well okay with that, great. But if you're these 1 or 2 people that are like complaining to me about me not being sympathetic to what's going on with you and that I should believe in what you believe in and what you're going through, then no, I shouldn't. I don't want to believe in all of that dark shit. I don't want to know about all of that dark shit, right? Now, if you want to pay me, I'll listen to you and I'll help you out, right? That's if you have a private one-on-one reading, I can probably help you out. But I'm not on YouTube in order for people to just sit there and think I can blame you for something that you're saying because I'm watching it. That's just stupid, right? So please think ahead and think about what you're doing, okay, and probably try to stop thinking. And if you need a break, take a break, man. Take a break. What's it going to hurt? This channel is going to be here for a long while, hopefully. So what's going to hurt taking a break? I'm on about the vulnerable people, right? The vulnerable people. Me, like I said, I put myself through all of that purposely so I could understand it. You need to do things to understand things, right? You come out the other side. Oh, okay, I've been fucking stabbing myself in the eye that long that I need to realise that ain't actually really good for me keep doing that, so I need to stop doing it. I ain't getting nowhere keep doing that, right? So you soon learn. So like watching about feelings and emotions, if it keeps hurting you, good, because you're actually learning something, right? People that hurt you in life, they're actually teaching you to stabilize your feelings. But your feelings are your mind. Don't let people break your mind. It's your mind, not theirs, right? So you have to stabilize your mind with a very strong-willed mind. Nothing can break your will, right? Will I am, right? Nothing can break your will, right? Your will to survive because you have a very strong mind. Your mind creates your feelings, and then your feelings give you good energy back in your mind because you have a very stable one. You don't let people affect it. Okay? So this is just a quick shout to Virgo, anybody that wants to watch it. Okay, I'm probably just going to list it Virgo, very important messages, because they are. But like I said, think ahead, man. Don't keep complaining at me, because I'm just going to end up blocking you off YouTube and you're going to not learn shit. You're not going to learn anything. You're not going to be able to participate, because the last thing I want is people moaning in the comment section, because I'll go through it and I'll just block a lot of you out. I don't care. It's not down to me. Okay. I just don't want negativity around my fucking shit where people are like, you shouldn't be saying and you shouldn't be doing and you need to think about other people. You're supposed to have empathy. I have empathy for myself, right? Again, man, people are brainwashed by what things mean on YouTube. You listen to too much shit, you're brainwashed. Okay, have empathy for yourself. Have consideration for yourself. Treat yourself well. Okay. So, there you go. There you go, Virgo. If you do go, I wish you well. But if you're going to keep watching tarot, okay, you're still going to placebo yourself. Okay. If you want to keep watching, great. But understand it. in order to learn it and then think, oh, okay, I see where you're coming from, right? Okay, so thanks very much, guys. Really appreciate it, and I'll probably see you soon.